Jay, you realize you're logged in as a guest?
We still see him.
All right, good timing. Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday, July 23rd, 2026. I will call this meeting of the Board of Harbor Commissioners for the Town of LaPointe to order. This morning with us in person, we have Mary Ross.
Here.
Michael Collins.
Here.
Evan Erickson.
Here.
Myself. And Glenn Carlson.
Here.
Via Zoom, regarding commissioners, we have Susie Widmar, and Jay Wiltz. We also have Sarah Schramm via Zoom, and Rich Kula, Michael Childers, and CAO Katie Kisner. First up on the agenda is public comment.
I have public comment.
Take it away, Sarah.
Good morning. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Sarah Schramm. I'm the ambulance director, and I've been a member of the ambulance service for the past 15 years. I'd like to thank you for considering a reduced ferry tariff for the fire and ambulance service members that are in good standing. Our EMTs and EMRs maintain coverage on a 24/7 schedule year-round. To remain in good standing, they dedicate more than 1,000 hours of on-call availability each year, attend regular meetings and training, respond to emergencies at any hour, day or night. They all must maintain full-time jobs outside of EMS to make a living. As the ambulance director, I can tell you that attracting and retaining qualified members is my greatest challenge. Meaningful incentives are essential, and a reduced ferry tariff would be one of the most valuable benefits that we could offer. An incentive like this tells our members that their commitment is valued and appreciated, and it would also have a very meaningful impact on both recruitment and retention. This is the incentive that we need. When the town purchased the ferry line, we were told that it would allow decisions to be made that were in the best interest of the Madeline Island community. Supporting the volunteers who protect this community is exactly that. I respectfully ask that you approve this proposal as an investment in the long-term strength and sustainability of both our fire and ambulance services. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Sarah. We lost our screen. All right, still here.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jay.
Oh, you're on me.
You're muted, Jay.
Thank you. All right, now I need to pull up my speech here. Okay, yeah, so I wanted to speak today as the fire chief and also as someone who's been on the fire department and EMS for almost 20 years now. So, dear Harbor Commission and town board members, I strongly support the proposal to provide a ferry fare reduction for the LaPointe Volunteer Fire Department and EMS members in good standing. Although I will abstain from voting today due to my position, I feel compelled to share how important this measure is to the safety and well-being of our community. Across the country, volunteer and fire and EMS agencies are struggling to recruit and retain members. Those challenges are even more pronounced in a rural and island community like ours. On Madeline, we cannot rely on quick mutual aid. We rely on our neighbors, friends, and family members who step forward and serve. When someone calls for help, these volunteers leave their homes, their jobs, and their loved ones to respond. Maintaining strong staffing is not just a logistical concern, it is a matter of ensuring that help is there when we need it the most. Reducing ferry fares is a meaningful way to show our appreciation and support for these individuals. While the financial impact on the ferry operations would be minimal, the impact on our volunteers could be very significant, and it sends a clear message that we value their commitment and are willing to ease some of the burdens they carry in order to serve. Supporting recruitment and retention in this way helps preserve strength experience, and readiness of our department for years to come. The requirement that members remain in good standing ensures this benefit is tied to active participation and dedication. It encourages ongoing training, engagement, and readiness, qualities that are essential when lives are on the line. This is not simply a benefit, it is an investment in a capable, committed, and prepared emergency response team. Our firefighters and EMS personnel give so much of themselves, often quietly and without recognition, to protect our community. They respond in the middle of the night, in difficult conditions, and during moments of crisis. Supporting them is not only practical, it is the right thing to do. For these reasons, I respectfully urge the Harbor Commission and Town Board to approve this proposal. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jay. Go ahead, Glenn.
Thanks. I just want to respond to comments that were made at our last meeting regarding free passage for people going to medical appointments or other health-related issues. There is actually, if it were practical and there was a way for the Harbor Commission or the town to do and administer that in a fair way, the state statute specifically prohibits any kind of discount or reduced fare that's specific to individuals unless it is specifically provided for in the statute. So I don't know on what basis the prior owners did that, but I find nothing that allows us to do that currently. And unfortunately, I think that the either the Harbor Commission or Miffle LLC is getting a bum rap for enforcing this rule. And I actually intend to put an article in the next Gazette to clarify the basis by which we cannot do this.
I'd like to add that the Island Association gave a grant to St. John's Church for medical transportation.
And we have a fund for it. It's in the budget.
Thank you.
I'd like to reiterate the greatest need services that the church does apply. Anyone who's able to donate to that fund should. And in fact, we have family foundations on the island who cannot be applied to. They must volunteer to give, and I'm asking that they do.
Thank you all. I would like to do a quick recognition to, and I don't know his last name, but crew member Alex Deckhand,
Oh,
whose quick response and keen eye caught and corrected an oil leak in the Bayfield, which could have been catastrophic. So thanks, Alex. Next up on the agenda, if there's no more public comment, are the minutes of the July 17th meeting.
I move that we approve the minutes of Monday, July 13th.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next up then is Chief Administrative Officer report.
So I have the current balance of the Harbor Commission bank accounts. This is as of Tuesday, July 21st. The Miffle utility checking account was at $471,097.59. July revenue as of Monday was just over 808,000, which was about 61.5% of the budgeted income for the month. I don't know if it was formally announced, but we did not receive the build grant, or our build grant application was not selected. The office building has been added to our insurance officially. I did finally get the policy, which I have a copy of here. I'm not sure if anybody wanted to look through that. I'm happy to forward it along as well. It's adding about roughly $41 to our insurance cost per year. I kept the AED information update on here just in case something came up before the meeting. I don't have any updates for that. And then regarding the Middle Road property, I did print off that an email, like a checklist that came in. I'm not sure if Zach or Jay wanna update anything on that. I know it's kind of like a who's doing what now. Off of this checklist, unless it's something specifically that the fire department needs to do, I'm happy to do the insurance, the contacting the bank, and then also the DNR. As far as making sure what, if there's any permits or making, just kind of clearing that, from that list. Everything else, I'm not sure is in my realm. As far as like carpet and things like that go.
No, the department will handle all the physical aspects. The only other outstanding thing would be the asbestos inspection, which I don't know if that would be a town public works thing or if fire department wants to handle it directly. I don't know if Jay has it.
That's the only part, Zach. I'm not sure who we want to tackle. I'm happy to work with whomever. Yeah, we just need to contact somebody who does it. I'm happy to do that, or Tyler or I can do that. And if the town's okay with us just finding someone to do that, I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, and I would just say probably, it might be something that either Rich Kula or Steve Schroffnagel may have.
Or the Ashland Fire Department might have a resource too.
The Ashland Fire Department, yeah.
I mean, I think it'll probably come out of my budget, so I'm happy to make the contact.
Thank you.
Any update on, has Katie Abbott contacted Susan and Michael?
For the Brennan.
Yeah.
No, not
Okay.
yet. She's been out, but that is on the to-do list to have her request payment through, or sorry, to have them, two different subjects going on here. Yes, so that is, I haven't heard anything from them.
Yeah, that is one more thing that we right before the weekend before the burn, we're gonna have to get everything out of the house and the garages. So
I know we were trying to be like formal about it with the letters and everything, but it's the Harbor Commission fine with me tracking down a number, just calling them.
Oh, sure. I believe I have that number.
Okay, I'm happy to just call them.
Great.
Since the letters didn't.
I'll make a motion to place the CAO officer's report on file.
I'll second.
I'll
the-
second.
If there's no further discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. That brings us to the 2026-2027 Bayfield School Contract.
Sheriff Committee did meet, and we are recommending an increase for the middle school and high school students of $1 per round trip. So it goes from $13 to $14, and a 50-cent increase for the elementary school kids. So it goes from $9 to $9.50 round trip.
All other aspects of the deal, the same as last year.
Yeah, and Cal had suggested that instead of us doing like daily counts of students, that we just come up with some average and build them on that basis, which sounds like a very nice and practical solution, but it won't fly. The state reimburses transportation to school districts based on actuals. And so good try, but we've got to continue with the specific counts.
I guess I'd like to see something added for special trips. For like parent-teacher conferences. If they're banquets that island kids want to attend at night or something. If the school, it's a school district request. It's not something that parents request. It's a school district request. And I don't know, those cost us a lot of money for the crew hours and Just a flat fee, nothing, I don't know, $200, something like that, $300. And that won't cover our costs. That won't come close to covering the costs.
I agree with Mary.
And this would be, I think, an incentive for the school to work towards what we suggested, which was having these things more on Thursdays and Fridays, or even, I think, Wednesdays.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'd be okay too with,
It's a meaningful financial incentive for them to do.
Yeah. Do you have an amount?
$200, $250?
I think, yeah, I'm small amount that at least covers fuel and a little labor.
Yeah.
Well, I'll second your motion. Oh, well, I guess is there a motion to adopt the contract?
There has not been one yet.
No.
I'll make a motion to adopt the contract with the change that Mary proposed of an additional $250 charge for
Special trips.
for the school district request.
Is the student rate subject to the fuel surcharge?
It is. It states that in the
It does.
contract
I didn't-
that
It is written in our 5E, I think.
Yeah, there's a section that goes over fuel surcharge.
Okay.
And I don't know, is the winter surcharge?
that's gone. We got rid of it.
No, I took the fuel,
Okay.
just the word winter surcharge out of there, so it's just stating the fuel surcharge.
So we have a motion.
A second.
Got a second from Susie. There's no further discussion. All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Aye.
I,
Opposed? Motion carries. That brings us to the EMS and fire tariff discussions.
so I passed out to everyone, or I prepared some language that we can consider for this discount. It basically follows the statutory provision in Wisconsin statute 195.14. And that is that active members in good standing of the Town of LaPointe Fire Department or the Town of LaPointe Ambulance Service and their eligible family members shall receive a discount equal to 50% of the lowest published cash fare. And that would apply to the eligible employee or family member, transportation of one vehicle accompanying them, provided it's not longer than 22 feet. And it doesn't say exactly here, but one card per family. I'm not going to be issuing multiple cards to have floating around, which ends when the person is either no longer an active member in good standing of the fire department or ambulance service. And the one thing that I guess we should discuss, this is a statutory provision. It's actually written into the state law. We don't need to go and get a tariff specifically for this. Now, getting a tariff, getting it accepted as a tariff would provide kind of belt and suspenders on it. It would indicate that the Railroad Commission agreed with our interpretation of that provision of the statute. So I'd just be fine if we put it in as a tariff but again, it's not required, I don't think.
Tell me about the statutory,
So, again, this is the statute that,
95.
195.14. It says, water carriers may give, and we are considered a water carrier, the town is, water carriers may give transportation free or at reduced rates to any minister of the gospel, officers or agent of incorporated colleges, inmates of soldiers' homes, regular agents of charitable societies when traveling upon the business of the society only, destitute and homeless persons, water carrier officers, attorneys, physicians, directors, employees or members of their families, or to former water carrier employees or members of their families where the employees have become disabled in the water carrier service or are unable from physical disqualification to continue in the service, or to members of families of deceased water carrier employees. And then it goes on further to say, and this is the medical thing, except as provided in this section, no free transportation for intrastate traffic shall be given by any water carrier. And so that's the provision. And so the only question would be, these are employees of the town. The town is the water carrier. Does the Railroad Commission consider that town employees who aren't actually working on the ferry are also employees of the water carrier? So a little nuance there. Again, we did register as the water carrier when we acquired the ferry line. And so again, I think it's probably prudent of us to submit this to the Railroad Commission as a tariff, just in the event that they may disagree with our interpretation. And then we would have to go around and come up with another way to do it other than through that statute.
Do we need a motion to do this?
We do.
Well,
I have
and
questions.
when you talk about the cash rate, whereas what Michael proposed was the MAG card rate.
Yeah, and the reason for that is that after talking with Jay and Zach, there are members of, for sure, the fire department who whose vehicle doesn't qualify for a MAG card. And so rather than say, okay, if you have a MAG card, you'll get 50% of that, but if you don't qualify for a MAG card, you'll get 50% of the cash rate. Just have it 50% of the cash rate kind of across the board.
Does that then apply to their vehicles up to 22 feet?
Correct.
And so if they're 23 feet, they get the price of 22 plus 1 foot?
No, then they pay the regular
They
rate.
pay the regular cash rate.
No discount for the first 22 feet.
Correct.
No, no.
That'd be impossible to structure in the computer program
There.
system.
Yeah, it's good to
Well, not-
You're
Very
back to
difficult.
Cal about this.
No.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah. I just think it's good to clarify that. Also about the various categories within the statute, I want to make sure that we're talking about associated policy that affects all of the other requests. We've had requests from St. Joseph Church, for instance, to have their clergy travel here free on Saturday evenings. And I'm not sure that we've honored those requests.
well, it says may, it doesn't say we have to.
Got it. That's what I want to clarify.
Yeah, yeah, and the may is really important because our intent is to not have other town employees included in this. Strictly, fire and ambulance service members who are members in good standing. They are, for purposes of labor law, they are considered to be employees. They get a W-2 from the town. So on that basis, so I'll make a motion that we adopt the language that I proposed. And
I got one question. Should we have something in here that limits if they're working for hire, that they can't use the discount if it's for business purposes and it's for personal use only? Or do we not want to go down that route?
I don't think we want to go down that.
Okay.
question though. So I'll move that we adopt this as our policy and submit it as part of our next tariff request.
Be done in the implementation.
I'll second.
So what happens
Oh.
when a spouse of the member shows up to go over and they don't have the right card?
They have to have the card.
How
Rules are
about,
rules.
Feel sorry for those ticket sellers.
A little planning
Oh,
it could be accomplished.
Well, and I think it's like the student pass, has to be made very clear that you don't get the discount unless you
got
have
it.
the card.
I want to clarify.
How's it? Go ahead, Susan.
The family member provision. Is it the spouse, the domestic partner? Is it the child who's
Yeah,
whatever? How do we define family member?
So under item B, eligible family members, the Town of LaPointe Harbor Commission shall determine family member eligibility in accordance with its adopted administrative policy. In other words, we still have to do that.
Yeah, okay, that's what I want to clarify.
Yeah.
Is that
So we have
something-
go ahead.
Is that something we want to do now? And Mary, what was your question too?
I already forgot.
Yeah, he's got something.
I would say it would take us, more than probably a half an hour to come up with a definition today.
Yeah.
So there's no adopted administrative policy.
Correct.
Got it.
Okay,
That's a to-do.
When,
get it out.
and so it's going to be 30 days at least for the Railroad Commission to review. And then in talking to Cal, he said it would be a few weeks for them to submit a design, get a card, have it programmed into Madtix. And so, I think that we've got time between now and when we actually implement it to come up with that guideline. And it'll be a completely different, it'll be a card the same size and shape and with the mag strip on the back, but it will probably have the logos for both the ambulance service and the fire department on it and indicate that this is for volunteers, employees, and family members, and that it's 50% discount. And so it's going to not be just like a different color of the same kind of card.
Right,
It's
okay.
going to be very distinctive.
So so then the service member has to preload it and do a mag.
Yeah.
So, okay.
And I
So
got-
they have no choice of paying the difference in cash. They have to preload the card.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I guess one of the questions that did come up and I didn't have an answer is when I was talking to Sarah about this yesterday, do we also at the same time want to reduce the minimum amount that people need to put on their mag card for this card?
I still think we get rid of the high season preload amount and we stick with the 75 for the passenger card and the 120 for the whole year.
150 for the
Is it
compact, for the combo cards,
150?
for the combo cards.
But I think we just get rid of the high, summer season reload rate and stick with one throughout the whole year.
That 120 would go awful quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
150.
And I think, we've gotten feedback from.
and you can load as much as you want.
Yeah, I think we've gotten feedback to not reduce the high season reload amount, that's gonna cannibalize the full fare folks.
Right,
Cause they're gonna be here a week. Hey, I'm gonna get a mag card.
right.
And so I would propose though that we go for this card with 150 as the minimum recharge all year round.
So they have to have a combo card. They're not going to be able to just have a passenger.
This will just be
combination.
one-
I mean, they'll get the discount passenger rate if they use it, but.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's just one card.
got it.
We're getting into policy.
Okay. So
But that would need to be written in a tariff,
what's that?
the reduction in minimum. Right? I suppose if it's a new card.
I don't think, well, in any case, we are gonna put it in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
tariff. But so
And that's-
150
Yes.
minimum.
Be
Year round.
concurrent
What?
to the tariff approval. Can Cal's work be concurrent as far as rollout? 30 days?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, it won't be exact, but
Right.
yeah, I
But
mean,
we-
he's gonna start working on it. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he'll start, and I think this still has to go to the town board, which we'll do Tuesday. And then it goes to the Railroad Commission for the 30-day window.
Yeah. I
But
don't want to see serial
yeah, Exactly. There's no reason, and I believe Cal will, as soon as the town board gives its blessing, he'll go forward with implementing it.
And hopefully prioritize and expedite.
Sarah and Jay, for new members of the service who've passed the National Registry exam or firefighter one, is there a probationary period that they have? Or are they to receive all the benefits immediately upon passage?
For fire, you have a 1-year probationary period before you're accepted as a member, and then you have 2 years to go through your entry level to get that training completed. But you wouldn't get the benefits until after a full year on the department.
That's when you would become in good standing.
That you could begin to become in good standing. Yes.
Okay.
I think that's fair.
Sarah, how about ambulance?
I don't have a policy in place for that because we don't have a lot of incentives for good standing, but I will figure that out immediately. We also don't have anybody going through it right now, so
There are
Well,
also for
oh.
almost a year of training before you're on the department, so it's almost the same thing.
yeah.
There's a practical vacancy here.
I would say, yeah, as soon as they've completed their EMR, EMT licensing and they're in the rotation, they
Then
are
they
eligible.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's not a year.
No, but it's a chunk of time. How much time is it averagely?
Depends on if it's EMT or EMR, but it's several weeks of training at a minimum.
No,
And
it's
they're-
months. It's months. It's closer to 6 months to get your EMT license.
And there's also a commitment to the town as well that they have to fulfill doing that training, right?
Yeah, the town sponsors them and then they have to remain within good standing for a year to without having to pay back the cost of the course and travel.
Yeah, and we're looking for, this is an incentive.
Yes.
for
Exactly.
But I'm just,
We can have
Trying-
two different, I think we can have one for the fire of the 1-year
Different
probationary. And
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
fire, as soon as they're in good standing, they have that 1-year probationary period built in with fire, it sounds like.
Right.
And then they become in good standing and then,
Training for EMR, EMS. Yeah. It sounds like it's a self-defined good standing.
It's not, but I can come up with some very clear language for people that join mid-year.
great.
maybe as we get into developing this administrative policy, we invite Sarah and Jay to go over the finer details.
Mhm.
And with that, I think we should move on. We have a motion and a second.
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
I
I'm going to abstain.
I abstain.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Next up is crew hour tariff discussion.
And have gone back and forth with Cal on this, in a good way. I think that what we have heard from the community is that they're not too keen on us creating a special exemption for one business. But what Cal has proposed, which I think goes a long way to helping not just that business, but any business, or personal for that matter, is to set up another crew hourly rate. And that would be if the delivery has been pre-scheduled through the office. And he would suggest, and he was not firm on it being 24 hours or 48 hours, but I think that it probably needs to be at least 24 hours and there has to be space available, right? But if that is the case, he is willing to propose that we reduce the hourly rate to $65 an hour if it's scheduled, which is a considerable decrease from the $130 or $135 an hour.
130.
What's that?
I thought,
We were talking 100.
Yeah.
He said he'd go down to 65.
He wants an incentive to get better organization here as to when those deliveries.
Yeah, yeah. This is really part of trying to streamline and not have surprise deliveries showing up all the time.
That's powerful stuff too. Yeah, that's a real reduction.
And that is not specific to any
Yeah.
particular business. And so I'd like to propose that we, in our next tariff submission, include a crew hour rate of $65 an hour, provided that the delivery is pre-scheduled at least 24 hours in advance notice and space available.
We should probably call it, give it a designated crew hour, like a pre-scheduled crew hour, just to differentiate from
Sure.
the existing crew hour and tariff, but
So I'll make that motion that we put forth that tariff revision.
I'll second.
I'd like to clarify again, difference between business and private. So if I go ahead and order a whole bunch of pre-cut pieces from the lumber yard to be delivered to the ferry line, am I going to have that crew hour charge?
is it coming over on the truck or
Yeah, it all depends.
Mayfield Lumber dropping it off on the?
Clarify it. Yeah, let's clarify that.
Well, and talking with Cal, mostly this is charged when they have to get one of their maintenance crew to run the tractor. It's not standard delivery freight of lumber and boxes and whatnot that come every day.
Right, it's the mattress or the dresser from
Refrigerator.
Wayfair, the refrigerator that has to be offloaded off the truck, put on a ferry line vehicle, brought to the island. That's where they start incurring the crew hours. Or in the case of Darlings, when they're offloading one truck into another.
Thanks. I always want to clarify.
So for instance, it wouldn't apply to a propane delivery because the crew has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a lumber delivery on a lumber truck.
On a lumber truck.
They're not going to get charged per hour anyhow.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All in favor then?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Oops, wrong glasses. Next up is consider approval of HAP resolution. Yeah, Rich, if you have anything to add to the documents that were provided to us.
This would go along with our Harbor Assistance Program grant application that we're submitting next week. We submitted a letter of interest back in April that outlined 3 years of work. This one is specific to the work that we're requesting the funding for. And I think it would go a long ways in showing that the town is committed to this project if selected.
And it's for the inside Madeline ramp? Is that the wood ramp that's getting worked on?
It's the inside, just one of them this year for 2027.
Right.
It's hard to see, but there is an arrow
Oh,
pointing.
there is an arrow.
Yeah, you can see it's on the color copy.
Yeah, I've seen a look at
It's-
preliminary work on the deck. It's pretty informative.
Okay, thanks.
And is it to make it the metal
Yes,
pieces the way the other two?
yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's the first of 3 that we identified earlier this year. We would be doing one each year. 2027 would be here on the island, 2028 would be on the island, and 2029 would be over in Bayfield.
What's the other ramp on the island dock?
The what other inside or the outside
outside.
ramp?
There's on the.
Oh, the first one is wood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I would tend to lean towards the 20%.
Yes, that's, and that's the plan. That's what this one falls under. However, in their standard language, they have both of them. So, but yes, The grant application will be 600,000 total with a match of 120.
And remember, we have to come up with that money, the whole 600,000, and then it gets reimbursed.
Do we want to change the language here to be more specific? Because right now it's a range from 120 to, I mean, from 20% to 50.
We could.
I mean, I think there's a consensus here that that's what we'd like.
20%.
20,
Correct.
Yes, we can do that.
okay.
Well, that being said, I will make a motion that we approve this resolution.
I'll second.
There's no discussion. I'll call the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. I should add as amended or as changed to the 20%. Yeah. Next up, we've got the bills.
Katie, one comment I got on the bills is there's still continued charges for fuel on the credit cards to Midland. And we have a charge account that takes the federal tax off. If Miffle could be reminded to not use credit cards for fuel purchasing.
That's a considerable savings.
Mhm.
I think it's 24 cents per gallon.
Yeah.
That's, yeah, significant.
I will move that we pay the bills as presented in the amount of $57,929.54.
I'll second.
There's no discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
That does include the office rent payment to Inc. Through August.
So from January to August?
Yes.
That came out of the Miffle Public Utility account. Obviously, it's the only
yeah.
account there.
Have it as like another rental expense for.
Did I call the vote? Did we approve that?
I have a,
Yeah,
yes,
Okay.
believe so. I have a,
I think Susie seconded.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah,
We
we
didn't vote, did we? Did we? We just vote.
Well,
Yeah, I'm a-
just in case, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Going senile.
Mhm.
No, only me.
Motion carries. Future agenda items. Let's add the tariff administration policy.
Mhm.
What's going on with the thing that Steve Law and John Nielsen, the
Wi-Fi, I thought that was,
Wi-Fi?
I think, isn't that going to the town?
yeah,
That's what-
Yeah.
that's
We
my
should
recollection.
kick that over to,
I don't think that's our
it's not our
domain.
bailiwick.
They'd like to
But it
see
is
it
something-
extended to the whole town, yeah.
Right, right.
So the town could require the Harbor Commission to install these monitors on the boats?
No,
No, sorry.
these are just for, if we do anything on the dock here or, on Main Street. I think they were talking about, having something going down to the marina, for
And then
example.
Ballpark. And the
Yeah, in the
ballpark.
ballpark.
Yeah, I didn't realize that the coverage at the ballpark is as bad. I mean, I get Verizon, it's just almost,
Yeah.
it's not there.
I never seem to have any issues,
I
but
know that's
it's
an
worth,
issue.
it's worth noting that there is internet in the rec center building now. And a more powerful router there might,
Might do. the
Solve that
trick.
problem.
Well, and a guest
and a guest. yeah.
login,
Mhm.
because I think right now all it is a secure login.
For the school,
For the school?
for the school district, but the school will be out of there.
Adjustment, same adjustment as would be for the ferry line.
So that
Just-
would be a conversation with the town's IT guy, Will.
Anything else for future agenda items? Are we gonna need to approve the HAP application that's going out? Well, if it's going out next week, we probably won't meet before then anyway, or maybe.
Correct, yeah. You don't need to.
But the town will, the board will. Not the town board, because it's promising money if awarded?
Yeah, so we'll probably need to have
Won't this resolution go to the town board?
I would assume so.
Yes, so we'll make sure that it's on the agenda for.
Yeah, because Glenn has to sign it.
Yep.
Thanks.
Okay.
Yep, I'm gonna look right now.
August 10th, Monday.
Yeah,
That's an afternoon.
What
Yeah.
did we say?
4:30.
4:30,
Yeah.
4:30, Monday, the 10th.
That's the second. Boy, these months have been a little, we have 5 Mondays in August. And we had 5 in June, Wednesdays. Or 6 even. July. I'm fine with the 10th.
I'm good with that.
Mhm.
All right, then public, we have another opportunity for public comment. Cool.
Michael Thomas. Two things. First, thank you to the Harbor Commission for your expeditious treatment of the first responders tariff. Thank you very much. Second, I'd like to ask if it's possible, and I suspect this information floats out there somewhere. But the last week brought to the small business community, to myself in particular, an awareness of foot traffic, ferry traffic, and the impact that the smoke had on people, not just business trucks coming over. And I think that we're seeing reasonably good revenue streams, but I think it's hiding, because it's mostly commercial, the decline in foot traffic that might have occurred. And for a small business, that's helpful information to know as it's occurring. So my request is, can we find a way to, in season only, it's not important out of season, understand how many people are coming off on a daily basis? Now, it doesn't have to be the next day, but something reasonably close, so we can understand what's happening underneath the gross number of revenue that is great, but for businesses is not helpful. Is that?
Miffle provides us with a traffic report
That's monthly.
on a monthly
monthly.
basis. Yeah.
On a monthly, but
It does nothing for me.
He wants
Yeah.
something a little
more
more
deep, more
expedient.
detailed.
Last week, we had a significant decline, and we suspect we know the answer. But if foot traffic on the ferry changed, that would confirm our awareness that it's not our business. It's really traffic to the island is an issue here. So that would be a data point that would be very helpful to understand. Thank you.
Thank you.
And to that, I will say that Miffle is working with Madtix to get to where they are able to run reports instead of having to request any sort of reports on any of the ticket sales from the one guy, Bob, doing that. So that's a work in progress to where they can run any reports themselves.
Well, those numbers are done the day after. It's one of the things I used to do. Daily traffic.
Madtix?
No, through my own additional.
We are in public comment, but maybe this is a discussion item for the next meeting.
For the next meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks, Abby.
Thanks.
Other public comment?
Any other public comment? Let's move on to the review of the Miffle management contract.
I move that we go into closed session under state statute 19.851E, liberating or negotiating the purchasing of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session.